So, veteran actor Pete Edochie has asked women who have cheating husbands to form the habit of placing condoms in their bags before going out. According to him, when a cheating man sees condom that his wife has placed in his bag, he will know she has interest and concerns for him, and he might have a rethink. We are having this conversation not because we are speaking against Pete Edochie, because we understand the school of thought he's from, we understand his generation. But we are discussing it because we also know that it is the generation, it is that thinking that have produced the men we've seen today. So it's important to have a conversation around it so that we can see how we can begin to either purge ourselves of this or adopt some of these thinking from our elders.
I've heard a lot of divorce cases, and most of them that I've heard were not based on cheating. Cheating was the least of it. It was just that they found out either domestic violence was involved, or somebody could not perform in the other room, or something, family could not deal with the differences. There are major issues that people divorce from. I don't think it's basically just because of cheating that makes us have divorce cases. But also, I wouldn't want us to be in a position where we tell people what their deal breaker should be. So we look at you and say, this is a small matter, but you don't know how I am wired, you don't know how I operate, you don't know the agreement I got into in that relationship. So everybody has their deal breakers. Now, as you grow older in marriage, you realize that some of your deal breakers, you're beginning to break it down. You're beginning to say, okay, this one wouldn't matter anymore, that one wouldn't matter anymore. But for people that cheating still matters to, if they say they want to divorce because of cheating, I think it's okay for them to go because of cheating, because that is their deal breaker.
Many of our mothers were advised to do all sorts of things to keep the marriage. Put beer in the fridge, allow him a smoking corner in the house,
make pepper soup.
Make pepper soup for him every night. If he's going out to drink pepper soup, make it for him at home. If you see that he's cheating consistently, before you catch what you should not be catching inside the house, put condoms. So, those people were, they didn't have any other option. It was, this must work whichever way.
And did it work?
And for many it did, because they had like 40 years of marriage with a man that was philandering all through. And then when he now, the last 5 years of his life, he now condemned and became your baggage in the house. You now nursed him. So for them it was, marriage worked based on the expectations they have. But the expectations people have now going to marriage is different. And those conversations should be had. Don't assume that the person I'm going to get married to knows you should be faithful. If you do not have that conversation. So expectations should be placed on the table before we marry, that I expect you to be faithful.
Why I feel the mothers that we talk about took this thing and have been in marriages for 40, 45 years and they stayed, is that there used to be a type of marriage where the man took care of everything. He provided for everything, and also the wife's family. But you're talking of a regular present-day woman who is working and earning. In some homes, a woman is earning much more than her husband, and she brings money as well as the respect that that you deserve. And then she gets this behavior from you. I'm sorry, I will find it I think any woman will find it very hard to stay in a marriage where she feels, I'm doing my part, and the only part that I'm asking of you is that be faithful to this marriage, and I need to also give you condoms.
Do you think the position of Pete Edochie aligns with who we are as Africa compared to the West?
So I'll say that Pete Edochie is definitely, once again, speaking for his generation, but some of the values that they have served to a large extent for the men. We as women now need to find a way to make it work, because the Western world that have embraced full emancipation, equal rights at all levels, you cannot, even if you're equal as human beings, when it comes to marriage, there must be a head, there must be a captain, there must be someone who is making the decision for the progress of the family, with the interest of the other human being in mind, not to make the other human being feel like a thing or a property.
Right.
So that must be in line. So
that has been blurred in the West. Yeah, totally. That line has been blurred.
In the West, we are both equal. You say A, I give you B, C, D. You argue over everything. There is no peace. Our structure must be a way where wisdom rules.
Sister.
Husband brings in wisdom. Wife brings in wisdom. Decision might not be to your liking at any point as a wife. But the point is there must always be a head in the house.